won. And the first two countries to go to war will be France and Iceland. This is going to be an interesting war. And this will have Iceland being Team Blue and France being Team Red. So, France, they will start off by moving into the Atlantic Ocean to land troops into Iceland to invade. And this will start off by them taking the beach right here, and Iceland will not stand a chance. France is just breezing through, but Iceland gets help from, for some reason, Switzerland. They somehow make them join in. But, they're just a supplier, so they aren't like trying to get involved at all. So they're just supplying them with troops and such, which is really good for Iceland because they're able to push the French out, most of them, out of Iceland. And by pushing them out, I mean killing them. So they just push them out. That's all they have left. Then the French get United Kingdom involved, which, they're pissed. Like, they're pissed at both sides. Like, Switzerland's supposed to be a neutral country, and France and Iceland are in the EU. But yeah, they help the French, and they go on a huge offensive. Like, they're looking better than their first time going on offense. So they just pound on that southwest side, and then they land troops on this little part over here, and that is not good. So they're kind of in a lot of trouble here, and by kind of, I mean they're in a lot of trouble. So France's idea is to connect the two, so they can, one, gain more land, and two, cut this part off from the mainland. And they actually do that quite successfully. They were able to pound them and create a line, and they all are kind of forced to surrender. But the French give them visas or whatever, and now they're now French. They're now official. They now they can now live in France, but they're still soldiers now. So now they're helping Iceland, which that'll help, or that'll be bad in the future for France and Britain. So yeah, they're just kind of pushing along. Then the winter hits, and they're at a halt. So Iceland prepares their troops to push back in the winter, and some of their troops, like the French, captured, and now their troops, they're actually spies. So they start an offensive right. What the heck? They start an offensive right here, and that freaks the French out because they're all just relaxing. It's winter, and they start to get wrapped up, and they're starting to flee, but they quickly take the coastlines, and now they don't have food, or they're gonna run out of food. So it's now or never. So the French and British just pound right there. They pound over here, and they also pound right here. And with more of the resources they're using, the stronger Iceland's getting, and the weaker France and Britain are getting. And the fifth pound, they actually push them back. They push them back a little. So it's over, basically, because, well, it's not over yet, but eventually they're going to have to surrender, but they don't yet, which is a dumb idea. Like, they might as well just surrender now because they're going to lose. So they pound them, and they just keep on pushing, and yeah, it's over. They're now pushing in from all sides, and it's game over for French, so they have to surrender. And that invasion was a failure. But let's look at this treaty. So this treaty isn't that bad. So Switzerland doesn't get anything since they're just a supplier. They never helped out really. Well, they did give them supplies, but they do get some money in return from the French and British. I mean, France doesn't lose anything, but Britain does. They just lose these islands right here, which Iceland isn't going to really do anything with them, but they have to pay for the war, which isn't that bad, really. I mean, they could just pay it right now, but that is it. Make sure to like and subscribe for part 2, and yeah, subscribe.